Hello Boosted fam, and welcome back to finally a new bullet journal video. I just got back from Brazil to Paris and I'm finally able to film new videos for you guys. It's September and I just moved into a new bullet journal, so today I'm going to show you my new bullet journal setup plus my September setup. For those of you who are new to my channel, I've been bullet journaling ever since 2015, so this is actually my 7th bullet journal. Can you believe it? It's crazy. I'm going to show you throughout the video all of the pages, of course, and all of the supplies that I used, and I'm gonna put a list of all of them in the description box down below for you to reference, if you want to go check a certain item out. So with no further ado, let's just get started. The journal that I've decided to use for my new bullet journal is a Rodeo Minds journal. This video is not sponsored by Rodeo Minds, but Rodeo Minds did send me their new daughter journal. I plan on doing a separate video review about the journal itself, and I'm going to compare the journal to other journals that I have so you can get an idea about where the journal stands compared to other brands. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the journal and I'm having a good time with it. If we open the journal up, you'll notice that I don't have an index, and that's because I got rid of it. I didn't use it in my last journal. I didn't find it useful, so I'm not having one in this journal either. And for those of you who may be wondering, well, Ricardo, what about future reference? What I did in my last bullet journal was to use a lot of tags, and tags work perfectly for me. So I'm gonna use the same system in this journal as well. Here I have a 2018-2019 calendar, which is something very useful to have if you wanna have a look at a certain month, a certain date. So that's something that I highly recommend having if you don't have it already. As you can see, very easy, nothing particularly fancy here. The two blues here are some Faber Castell highlighters from their Pastell collection, and if I'm not wrong, I used these two colors here. They're actually called Textliners, and they are one of my favorite products from Faber Castell. And as for the blank ink that you can see here, I used my pack of pigment liner from Staedtler. These are my favorite. I got the pack of 6. So you can see here it goes all the way from 0.05 to 0.8. Moving on, we have the Calendex. The Calendex for me is the spread that I use to have an overview of the upcoming 6 months. As you can see here, we go from September all the way to February, and the spread is divided into weeks, and I use a color system that I'm gonna show you right now. I'm using different colors here. These are basic crayons. As you can see, I have holidays, exams, project, a project for university, class, and personal. And basically what I do is that I don't use this area here, but the column is colored according to what's coming up. And this way I can see very clearly what I have going on that week, when I have class, when class finishes, when I have exams, holidays. So that's something very useful to do with your Calendex. And I use this section here to actually log in with small symbols, all sort of events. I'm gonna show you the Calendex in my last bullet journal for those of you who are interested, so that you can get a better idea of how I use it. So as you can see here, I use small boxes and different symbols plus colors to differentiate all sort of appointments. I think that it may be useful to do a whole separate video about the Calendex and how I use it. So let me know in a comment down below if you'd like to see a video only about the Calendex and how I use it, and some probably tips and tricks about how you can actually optimize the spread for your own needs. Moving on, I have my future log. Now, some of you may ask why I use both. The thing is, I love to have both spreads. That spread here gives me a more general, global overview of all the different months, while here I go more into details of what's coming up. If we have a look at September, for example, I use the same colors as in my Calendex, but here I actually put a description of all the upcoming events so that it's, I get a clearer description of all of that. So this future log overall is pretty easy. I have 6 boxes for the 6 months, a small calendar, and a description here on the side. Before we move on, let's have a look at the supplies that I used. So for the 2 blues up here, I used again a Textliner and a Stabilo highlighter. I used this blue here, which is the regular blue. It's not the pastel version, and I really like the combination of the 2 here. As for writing some stuff here and there, I use my Staedtler fineliners. I have a bunch of colors. I love these fineliners. They have to be my favorite, and I use them all the time. As for my future log, I use the same colors as the previous spread, and the washi that I use is one from MT. MT is one of my favorite washi companies. There you go. If I find the link, I'll put it down there. I usually buy these washis here in stores in Paris, so I don't necessarily know always, where you can find them online. Moving on, I have my savings spread. The first page is for a yearly overview of my savings, and this is more of a monthly overview, week by week, of where my money is going, basically. If we have a closer look here, I have the months, as you can see, from February 2018 all the way to February 2019, and these are the different accounts that I have, and I filled this spread in on the first day of the month. I also have the weeks, so each week here, and I'm going to log in for each given week how much money I spend on meals, on course, which is like grocery shopping, bills plus extra. I really need to focus more on my savings this year, so that's why I created a more complex spread. Before we move on, the lovely sticker up here is from MoonLume shop, so go check her out. She has a wonderful sticker shop on Etsy, and the sticker right here in particular was part of this lovely cactus sheet. As for the second sticker up here, is from this pack that I got from Paper Poetry. As for the washi tape, I think that it's from MT, but I'm not 100% sure. I actually got it from my friend Caitlin over Sunshine and Stationery. Shout out to Caitlin, who is so nice all the time. The next spread is my movie tracker, which has been one of my favorite spread over the past year, I'd say. It's very easy. Basically, I track when I go to the movie they watch, and my personal rating. As you can see, very easy, nothing fancy. The washi tape down here again is a washi from Caitlin, so I'm not sure where it comes from. Could be MT, could be something else. For the header, I used again 2 of these Pastell Textliners. I love the combination of orange and mint, and again for the writings here I used some Staedtler fineliners, mint and orange. The next spread here is a university spread that I use to keep track of some useful class information and my upcoming exams. First of all, as you can see here, I wanted to write down class information, but I ended up writing class in format, and then I had no space, and I just left it like that. It happens. For the class information page, basically I'm keeping track of the subject and of the teacher who's teaching that subject, and here in the small square I'm going to put on the coefficient of the subject according to the final grade. For the header, I used 2 Stabilo highlighters, the classic blue and the pastel blue, which doesn't really look like blue, but whatever. For the header here, I used some of my favorite pens from Faber Castell. The Broadpen1554, which you may have seen in so many videos because I use them all the time. And I used these 2 particular shades. It's like dark blue and blue. I think it's only blue. Down here again, I have another washi tape sample from Caitlin. Thank you, Caitlin. And a small quote that I came up with, just to fill in the space. On the other side, I'm gonna use this to keep track of the exams. Here I have subject, when I have the exams, where it is, a quick description of it, and a grade that I get after I pass it. Up here, this sticker is from the same sheet from Paper Poetry, and the second one is from a sheet from my friend Caitlin over Planning with Kay, who I'm sure all of you are already following because she's amazing and her videos are great. all the time. For those interested, this particular sticker was part of the Student Essentials kit that she released last year. Moving on, I have this no drama page, which is something that I use whenever I feel particularly stressed. I want to get something out of my chest, so I just go to this page, write down the date and, you know, a couple of sentences about the drama going on, and it's always very helpful. It always makes me realize how ridiculous the drama is or how I shouldn't be stressing about it. So just, you know, putting that onto paper as a way for me, you know, to deal with that. And It's a Spread has been helping me a lot for my mental health. As for the items used in this page, these two washi samples are again from my friend Caitlin. The highlighter here is the gray mild liner. You guys probably know already that I'm obsessed with the mild liners. These are some of my favorite highlighters, and the gray is just one of my favorite colors. Moving on, this is my September setup. So I always start the month with a nice looking welcome page. And one of the things that you'll notice from the very beginning is that I used a tag here for the month. I'm currently using this set. I don't remember the brand because I got it in a shop here. It was pretty cheap, so nothing particularly fancy. These here are going to be so useful for me to keep track of different pages, and I've decided to use the blue for the months. So each month I'm going to put a different tag so that I know where September is, where October is, etc. And all of the different colors are going to indicate financial spreads, productivity spreads, school-related spreads, etc. For this page, I only used the two highlighters, two mild liners again, the gray and the dark blue, and then I just use the 0.05 Staedtler Pigment Liner to draw some doodles, and that's it. Super easy. I wanted this page to be science themed since I'm back to school, and you guys know that I'm studying engineering, so I thought that, you know, it was cool to have kind of like a science themed page. I went for a similar feeling for my month log. As you can see here, the first page is only for the calendar and the description of the upcoming events, while the second page is for my goals and for a quick to-do list. Keeping the same gray bluish theme, and you may not see them very clearly, but I've added some small doodles in the calendar that indicate some upcoming events. For example, here on the 15th of September, I put a small heart because there's gonna be a bullet journal event that I'm attending and I can't wait to go. And basically what I do is that I put a small doodle here and then the information goes right down here in the events section. As for the other page, I set some goals for the channel, and this is just a to-do list of a bunch of things that I have to get done in September since I'm back to school, back to Paris. So it was very useful for me to, you know, start the month with a quick brain dump. Plus, I transferred some of these from my old bullet journal to my new bullet journal. In terms of the supplies that I used, again, the same mild liners. The washi tape that I used is one from MT again. This beautiful washi tape with some cats sleeping. And this was from a special collection, if I'm not wrong. This one here is a sticker again from the same sheet from Paper Poetry, as you can see here. The next page is something that I'm very excited to show you guys because it's one of my new spreads. I came up with this idea in Brazil, and there's gonna be an explanatory video in details of how I use my new productivity level board. I'm gonna go over real quick, but basically here I have all of the days of the month. I've used some thicker lines to divide the weeks, so I know that this is a week and this is another week right here. And each day I fill in the board with doodles according to what I did. So, for example, today is the 4th of September. The star is for me creative bullet journaling time, which is something that I did. Since I'm currently filming a YouTube video, I can already put here this symbol, which is my YouTube symbol, which indicates that I was productive in terms of YouTube because I filmed or probably posted a video. The 1, 2, 3 corresponds to the levels. I like to divide the spread into levels. That motivates me to do stuff. So if I only do 3 productive things during the day, I'm within the level 1, but I know that if I do that extra thing, I can actually move on to level 2. And so on. So I think that this way really motivates me to do more and be more and more productive during the day. The last column here, plan, is for productive things that I plan on doing. As you can see here, today I plan on doing some YouTube and cook. This is for cooking. I already did some YouTube and I'm gonna cook later on. So this section here helps me to plan things ahead. So when I look at my productivity level board, I know what my focus for the day was. The colors up here are the same mint and orange from the Faber Castell Textliners line. The colors here for the header are from the dual brush marker set from Stationery Island, which is one of my favorite. This is the pack that I brought with me in Brazil and I use it a lot, and I can say that their brushes are so high quality. They're very good. I highly recommend this pack for anyone out there who is looking for a good pack of brushes to start, you know, doing bullet journaling, calligraphy, and all of that. The washi that I used is a washi that a friend of mine gave me. I'm not 100% sure what the brand is. Oh, it's right here. I really like this design. It really fits into my current style. I like, you know, colors and geometric patterns. I'll tell you guys if I find out what the brand is. As of right now, I'm not aware of it. It was a gift. Moving on, I have my finances spread. I have redesigned this spread to better fit my needs, and I'm very happy with this new setup that I'm gonna show you guys. So as you can see, there are 2 different sections. So this first section here, that's divided into 3 columns, and then a more complicated section down there that I'm gonna explain in a second. I use this table here to keep track of what I buy, the amount, and the date. Pretty self-explanatory. The section down here though, where I'm gonna zoom in, is divided into a lot of different parts. So first of all, the first column is for the day. So here you have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, etc. of September. The 2 lines indicates that this is a week, so I have the separation into weeks, which is always very useful for me. And the 4 columns here stand for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and extra. Whenever I have a meal at home, I would put in. In means at home for me, basically. So on the 1st of September, I had breakfast and lunch at home, and then I spent 16.25 euros for dinner, and I did not buy anything extra on that day. The 2nd of September, I did not have breakfast, which is bad. I had lunch and dinner at home, and then spent 40.28 for extra. All of this, the extra, is logged here, of course. This spread is actually forcing myself to know where my money goes in terms of food, because I know that I spend a lot of money in food. I love eating. Who doesn't love eating, right? Then once this is all filled in, I'm gonna move this information back to my finances spread according to, you know, here I have a meals section. So this meals section is gonna be the sum of all of the money that I have here. As for the supplies, guys, again, the washi is from a friend of mine, a gift again, so I'm not 100% sure where this washi comes from. For the headers here, I used again some brushes from Stationery Island, and for the writings here, I used again some Staedtler Fineliners. This sticker up here is again from the same sheet from Paper Poetry. The next pages are about memories and gratitude, and I love this very minimal style that I came up with only 1 highlighter, a washi, and a pen. In the memories page, I just keep track, you know, of good things that happen on a daily basis. I love to keep it blank and open so that I can do whatever I want with it. If I want to write a sentence, if I want to put a doodle, I really like the openness of this spread. The red that I used here is a mild liner again, it's right here, the red mine liner from the bold colors, if I'm not wrong, the bold set. The washi down here again is a gift from a friend of mine. So you can see here, super cute with these little fox right here. On the other page, I write down on a daily basis what I'm grateful for. And I haven't done it for today. I'm gonna put down that I'm grateful for my YouTube channel and the growth and all of you guys that watch my videos. Thank you so much for watching. I highly recommend having these two pages, and it literally took me 30 seconds to set this up. 30 seconds. It's a box with some color here and there and a washi down here. So you can do it too. Finally, here is my first page of dailies for September. I'm not doing a weekly spread for the first week of September because I'm not actually back to university. So I'd rather have dailies, and I'm really happy with the style that I'm coming up with. So you can see up here, I have a mini calendar with the week highlighted so that I know where I am within the week. A quick header. This sticker here is from the same sticker sheet from MoonLume, the Cactus sheet. This washi tape is the same that I used in my productivity level board spread. The highlighters here are again the same Pastell Textliners. The first section here, priorities, is very important because I tend to stress over what I have to do when there is a lot going on. So setting my priorities tells me what I need to focus on step by step, and it's something that you should consider doing as well if you stress out a lot like I do. Here, these are again some Staedtler fine liners. And then I just have my dailies with things that I have to do, you know, just regular. This sticker here is again from the same sheet from Paper Poetry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Did you find the video useful? I am so glad to finally be back to YouTube, and I'll try to be as active as possible. I hope that you guys are starting September great, that you're ready to go, and I wish you all a great day, and as usual, stay boosted.